Have you ever checked into a hotel, only to feel like you were never really alone? That no matter how many times you turned on the lights, how many times you locked the door, something or someone was watching. That's exactly what happened to me when I stayed at the Taj Mahal Palace Hotel in Mumbai, one of the most luxurious hotels in the world. But beneath its elegance lies a chilling legend, one that I experienced firsthand. And after what I saw, what I felt, I'll never step foot inside that hotel again. I had just landed in Mumbai on a solo trip. I was exhausted, jet-lagged, and just wanted to sleep. My taxi pulled up to the Taj Mahal Palace Hotel, and I was in awe. The towering architecture, the golden lights reflecting off the pavement. It was like something out of a dream. A bellhop greeted me with a polite smile, but something about his eyes. They were distant, almost like he knew something I didn't. As I walked into the grand lobby, I felt it. That feeling, that strange creeping sensation of being watched. I shook it off. It was probably just my imagination, or so I thought. I was given room 302, a stunning suite with vintage decor, high ceilings, and a massive antique mirror hanging above a wooden dresser. It was the kind of room that felt frozen in time. The first night was uneventful at first. I showered, got into bed, and turned off the lights. But just as I started drifting off, it happened. A noise, not loud, just a whisper. I froze. Was someone in my room? I reached for my phone and turned on the flashlight, scanning the room. Nothing. Just as I was about to roll over, my eyes landed on the mirror, and my blood ran cold, because in the dim glow of my phone, I saw him, an elderly man, dressed in colonial-era clothing, standing in the mirror's reflection, staring at me. My heart slammed against my ribs. I spun around. No one was there. I snapped my head back to the mirror. He was gone. I barely slept that night. The next morning, I asked the front desk if anyone had ever reported strange occurrences in room 302. The receptionist hesitated. Then, in a hushed voice, she said, "You should speak to housekeeping." That's when I met Priya, an older woman who had been working at the hotel for over 20 years. She was hesitant to talk, but when I pressed her, she sighed and finally whispered, "You saw him, didn't you?" I felt a shiver run down my spine. "Who?" I asked. "Mr. Chambers." That name meant nothing to me at the time, but Priya told me everything. Over 100 years ago, W.A. Chambers was the British architect behind the Taj Mahal Palace Hotel. But when he returned from a trip abroad, he discovered that the hotel had been built facing the wrong direction. Devastated, humiliated, he went to the top floor and jumped to his death. They say his spirit never left. Housekeeping staff have reported strange occurrences for years. Whispers in empty hallways, the elevator stopping by itself on the top floor, and unseen hands tucking guests into bed at night. He doesn't mean harm, Priya told me, but he's always watching. I left our conversation feeling uneasy. Maybe it was all just superstition. But then, that night happened. I went to bed, leaving the bathroom light on, just in case. At 3:12 a.m., I woke up, freezing. The air in my room felt different. And then, I felt it. Something was pressing down on my blanket. Not harshly, not violently, just slowly, tucking me in. A cold shiver crawled up my spine. I couldn't move, I couldn't scream. And then, out of the corner of my eye, the mirror. He was there, the elderly man, standing just behind my reflection, looking right at me. Then, he whispered, "You should not be here." And the room went black. I woke up at sunrise, My bed was perfectly made. My bags were packed, as if someone had been preparing me to leave. I ran to the front desk, demanded to check out early. As I handed my key over, the receptionist sighed. "Another one?" she asked, softly. I just nodded. As I left the hotel, I turned back one last time and looked up at the top floor, and in the highest window, he was there, watching. Even now, as I tell this story, I feel like he's still with me. So if you ever stay at the Taj Mahal Palace Hotel, don't look in the mirror.